I'm just gonna do something basics process of sanding of nut marks. Nut marks actually is the most irritating.
You gotta dump that shit! You gotta dump that shit!
Stain on your Gunpla, which is for those who are perfectionists, you will find it annoying. There are few way actually for us to clean the nut marks. You can use marker pens, you can use sandpaper, sand sponge, or sand tools. What we have here now actually is I'm gonna start with using my pen knife. I already cut out some of the parts so to save our time, and I leave some to nut mark over here. Different type of color on the Gunpla, especially on the dark one. The nut mark, if you pressure too much and you pull the gate, if you don't have a good cutter, you cut it, you pull, the nut mark will gonna be very obvious. It will be very whitish and grayish, and is for us to want to clean it, you can use pen actually, like marker pen, to touch up. Anyway, I'm gonna start with this small part here. Okay, there are good news from the Bandai recent year, I think 3 to 4 years ago. Their gate from the runners is getting more thin and more how to say, more easy to clean. But there are certain parts such as this one is actually for a rebate cushion that I pick. I chose one of the most thick nut mark among all the parts, such as here. It's so thick. It's so thick that I have to use sand tools and sandpaper to clean it. But for this part over here, actually you actually can just use pen knife to just trim it up, okay? And then you just use your finger. For me, I my personal choice, sometimes I just like use fingernail. If it's a bit, not too much, I'll just rub it. This is my method anyway, right? It actually gone, that nut mark, if it's not so big. But what about this one and this one and this one here? Okay, first of all, of course, when you cut the runners, have to make sure that it's always have extra plastic coming out. This is to avoid you cut too deep. Alright, especially when you have this cursive part over here. So if it's too thick, actually you still can trim with your cutter, but you still can trim not too much, always at least a little bit here, okay, so that you can sand it. If you want to use sandpaper, you can choose two method. One, alright, you can fold it, but when you fold it, it might take some time to sand it over, because your finger is still considered very soft here, and the pressure, this one, you still can't really like control it when it comes to want to clean up the over excessive part, that's too much. But what you can do is one of the methods that my friend showed me. You get this Gunpla splitter opener, fold it over here, right? You hold it here, then you can sand it. But this method, I don't recommend sand on the curved part. Normally what we do is actually we sand flat part, which is you don't want the curved part that you sand, it become flat. That will be shitty. That will be shit. So for this case over here, I normally will take this sand tools, sand stick, whichever names that you guys call. Okay, be careful when you try to sand this nut mark over here. You sand it very lightly, okay? Take your time, don't too rush, okay? Always just sand to front, don't front back. It will eat your plastic, it will eat your part very much, and eventually you will sand until too deep. So you just, okay, take your time, What I'm doing here is actually, like I said always, this is just my preference, alright, and how I feel comfortable with it. And if you have any like better method, and please do share your ideas, share your tips below our comment. Okay, I'm just gonna take time here to sand it. Still have a little bit bad habit to go front and back, but I'm trying to practice it because for me, normally if I'm a speed build, alright, I will just go snap fit and cut the nut just using blade with the fastest way that I can. I'm just gonna cut here, right? Hold your hand tightly, support here, and then slowly, because you're gonna cut it. Because the nut very thick and it's hard for you to control your strength. If the nut is very thin, the gate from the runner is very thin, you can do it very easily, and it's quite safe. See, when I use here and here, this one I leave a lot. I use sand tools to sand it. It would take time, but when I use knife to cut it here, it just left a little bit more here, so you just can like sand it carefully. But there are some imperfect in certain part here. This is where actually you use different way to try to sand it in an optional way. And the grit that I normally use for heavy duty is 600 to 800. So this part I'm just gonna use 800 because the cleaning is almost there already. Okay, I just fold it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna use hand here. Alright, just one thing good about using sandpaper and using your hand, your finger to hold it, is you can control the strength. You know what is the level of sanding the pressure is. You know, like when you can feel that it's enough, when it's haven't enough yet. This is where I use the fine grit. Fine grit normally I will use 1000 to 1200. This is actually to make the surface more soft, and it makes the surface more smooth, which is good when you want to top coat, and it reduces the sanding effect. It makes the gray from the black, it's too obvious, but we use fine sanding grit, it reduces it. It's something like how you apply to your fingernail. It can help you to make your part glossy, so you can, when you use top coat, you totally won't able to identify where is the nut marks used to be. Okay, I'm just gonna clean here. Alright, so don't worry. Some of my customer, they are very worried, like saying that after I sand all this, but that certain part of it is still white. How can I make it gone? How can I get it off? You have to use a different method already, which is use top coat, because sanding always is just to make the surface look perfect and look clean. Well, the good thing about having a better cutter is that you can measure more how much needed to cut, and how much the depth and where it can reach to the finishing point. Because if I use a normal economical cutter, the cutting still have its limitation to let's just say to measure how much nut mark I need to cut. Because if the cutter is very sharp, alright, you can cut the nut marks like a jelly, which is it saves a lot of time. It contributes also for your sanding process. It does actually. So for here, I'm just gonna sand it out. Okay, and then I'm just gonna use 600. Sorry. The thing when you're using sanding sandpaper, the good part is actually you can reach a certain area that are very hard reached by the narrowness of the place. Let's just say the number you cut is here. It's quite hard for you to use sanding tool because when you reach here, it might mistaken sand the part that you don't want to sand. So what you can do is fold your sandpaper into smaller, then you sand carefully. Alright. Because sandpaper is a very huge pieces, and how I categorize it. This tips actually shared by my friend boy Alexi. He will cut it into small pieces and label the grid and put it into a box so that you can like easily choose and manage well which sandpaper you want to choose in a short time, and you with no need to like cut and have to choose again. Well, pro and con. Another thing just now I mentioned, if you got a question about what is this yellow thing, this yellow thing is actually the Gunpla separator. I personally prefer to use blade if I already snap fit my Gunpla. Alright. To use this to open, it won't last long because it's still plastic, and some part is so narrow, it's hard to press in. So I will start to open it by using my blade with very light. Just open a bit. Sometimes if you're not careful, your blade might spoil. So this is where you put in. You just open here. Okay. And then you just like open your part and then do some sanding part that you've forgotten, maybe like for example this part over here. So this is just a bonus tips. One day I will invite one of my friends to come here to show you how extensive and what is the extra method that he used, especially on the sanding tools or sandpaper, and how he applied to his Gunpla. That's all I can share with you guys. If you have any better or have any more convenient way how to sand your Gunpla, please do share with us, message us, and please do share your journey how you sand because I'm learning. I would like to see how you do it. I'm always open to learn from new people, and I'm always looking forward to upgrade my skill. Alright, that's it, and looking forward to do another episode of video. If you like our video, please do subscribe our channels, and please share this video with your friends and family. Bye.